Hello guys and welcome to a new series, if you're gonna call it like that. I will have to see how it goes with you guys, if you guys find it interesting. Automation, the car company tycoon game. Yes, this is a little bit of a geeky car game. If you like building your own engines and cars, this is the game for you. I'm not that into car building, building the body. I'm more into the engine department. Oh yes. I just love this part of the game, and I like to test things out, something or things you won't actually see and or do in real life, or do comparisons of certain engines against one another. And today I'm thinking about the M50B20, the 2-liter 6-cylinder BMW engine from the 90s, and in that time the RB20DET reigned supreme in the 2-liter 6-cylinder class. It had the most power, but that's because it had a turbo. BMW never made a turbo variant of the M50B20, so we are here to see if a stock M50B20 can maybe make more power than a RB20DET. The RB20DET made 211 horsepower, and the M50B20 made in naturally aspirated form 160 or 150 horsepower, in that range. So we have an inline 6. It is a cast iron block. I know that because I have handled one of these engines before, and it was double overhead cam, 4 valves per cylinder, and the head is aluminium, if I can remember correctly. No variable valve lift. The crank, I'm not that certain, but to keep it more, I don't know what this game's strength uh, measurements are, but let's see if we can't just use the normal cast crank conrods pistons, see if it can handle the standard power. If it can't handle, then we know it's not the right things. Okay, compression ratio. I have my auto digest here by my side to help me through this ordeal of mine. It's not actually an ordeal, I like doing this. Compression ratio 10.5 to 1. It's actually quite high. The RB20, there is a RB inside of this book somewhere. I believe it's RB30 from our South African sourced skylines, the R31. We had the R31 of RB30, almost the same as the Australians had in the VL Commodore, also single overhead cam, but no turbo, unfortunately. Oh, it would have been great to have a turbo in the 90s, but our fuel was crap, or early 80s, early 80s to late late 80s to early 90s. Our fuel was crap back then. Okay, no variable valve timing, naturally aspirated. It was normal multi-point fuel injection, single standard. Okay, the BMW intake would actually be on this side of the engine block and not on that side. This is more like a Nissan style engine. Nissan's intake is also on this side. It's weird that some car companies are like that. Toyota and BMW's intakes are most of the time on the left hand side of a straight engine, and Nissan likes to put their intakes on the other side. It's quite strange. Okay, 95. That was normal fuel back in Namibia. Let us see here. Fuel mixture. It's okay. 14 point. A little bit on the lean side. Good for fuel economy. Rev limiter. I believe they went up to 6,500. The exhaust, I think they were, I have to look. I can almost sort of remember our BMW exhaust manifold look. No, it's not like that. They were actually, these two pieces went far way downwards, almost like this, but they ended up right here, and both outlets had their own pipe towards the back. But let's just put a tubular on. I think that would be almost like the normal thing for BMW to do. Yes, there's two flanges. Okay, 50mm exhaust is gonna be good. Catalytic converter, I believe there was back then on it. Straight through, and we're pretty close. We're actually making a little bit too much power here. Okay, let's just hear it. Sounds quite a lot like a diesel at lower RPMs. Okay, we can maybe adjust the cam down a little bit. Cam profile, turn it down. We want 160 or so. There we go. Okay, and there's no damage so far what I can see that's being generated, so we're maybe close to what a standard BMW engine would have been. I just want to see the torque numbers here. 267 compared to real life, that was 190, so we're making a little bit too much. The range on what the power lies is pretty bang on. In real life it's 5,900 to 6,000 RPMs, and here it's 6,100. Okay, there's also other thing that can hinder the timing. Can knock down the timing here some. Maybe increase the cam profile again and see if we can get with a closer number. Okay, I think we're close. Okay, now to see if we can get 211 horsepower out of this thing without actually hindering the reliability of it. Where's the reliability here? Is it somewhere? Octane, fuel, service costs, required cooling, loudness, smoothness, throttle response, reliability. Okay, 77.3. Let's see if we can add a turbo and not hinder anything. Oh my goodness, we're already at 0. The engine started knocking. Okay, give it the best shot it can. Air to air, we need to think like a car company would. Not tiny, I think small would be appropriate. Okay, reliability is up. Take the boost down a lot. Okay, 1 psi, 2 psi. Let's see where the knocking starts. The knocking starts almost at 4.34. Okay, we can actually make the AR ratio up like this and make the turbo smaller. Okay, there is some logic behind my madness, you will see. Now we amp it up until we see there's no actual progression, and make it as small as possible to make the response as good as possible. Okay, and as you can see, the turbine housing needs to be small because we're not flowing that much air. so far we're not making any power, and the reliability is a little bit down, but we can still do it. Okay, timing, we don't have to worry about that. That is at 0. Can maybe run it a little bit richer, give us a little bit more octane. Where is the octane? Okay, we're running at 95, so let's put it here at 13. It's still in the good zone, not too lean, not too rich. Okay, let's turn up the boost a little bit. We are losing reliability, but we're still in the 70s. Let's see if we can reach maybe 10 psi. That is almost like a factory, almost turbo setup. Okay. Okay, we're getting a little bit of a knock there. It's because we've reached the max of our fuel. Okay, let's put it on the edge here on the green. I really want to make this thing as close to a production engine as possible. Let us see. 179, 180, 84, 85. Okay, now we're just starting to lose torque. Okay, turbine. If we just pump you up like that. Okay, we got 190 there. Okay, where's 190 there? Okay, we lost a lot of torque up top. Okay, where are we with the RON? Okay, 191. We're close to the RB. We're very, very close. Oh yeah, the exhaust. Yes, there's the hinderness. The thing can't handle the... We're cramming all the boost in it, but it can't breathe. I always forget about the exhaust. Okay. And as you can see, a turbo car, it's almost like in real life. If there's no back pressure whatsoever, the happier it is. That's why drag racers and all that sort of guys just have almost like a downpipe or something like that. It just vents to the ground or to the air, a very short path, because the turbo itself generates back pressure, and I don't actually believe in back pressure for engines. There's a lot of myths about it. Motor Trend actually did a dyno test with back pressure. Back pressure makes you lose power. It's not bad for the engine. You just need to tune your engine so that it knows it breathes better. Most of the time people would just cut off the exhaust. Okay, that's in older engines, and don't tweak the carburetor again, so then it runs ultra lean, because it can get a lot more air in and out than the engine previously could, and the engine is still drawing in the same amount of fuel that it normally would. So that's where the things come with the valves being burned or pistons burning a hole through. It's just a lean burn process. It's not about back compression. It's actually better. You don't get pre-detonation and that sort of stuff with if you're running a open exhaust, because you're not keeping the hot exhaust gases inside the engine. You're letting it escape. Okay, 236 horsepower, so we already beat the RB25. This is looking good. Okay, now what is our fuel consumption? That is also the thing I want to know. Is there anything here about fuel consumption? The reliability is still good. We're still in the 70s. We're not at 77, but hey, it's a turbocharged car. How's the run? Okay, maybe we can add a little bit of ignition timing. Okay, started knocking. That's not good. Okay, 242. We're only at 8 psi, so that's not bad at all. Okay, let's see here. Maybe give it a little bit more response. We're already beat the RB, so let's We still want to beat it. It's 221 horsepower, so that's exactly the same. Okay, and then there we go, there we go. I wanted to be more responsive down low. As you can see, it's almost at 2,500. We start spooling and then we run all the way to the top, and you would actually want the graph to be quite square, but I'm no tuner. Okay, now that's a little bit too low. Let's leave it there at 229 AR ratio. Okay, perfect. Okay, then we can give it a little bit extra timing. Fuel efficiency. With the old setup, we're at 15.4. Now we're 15.2, so we're not that bad. Okay, we're knocking, so there we go. How's the exhaust? Okay, not a restriction. Okay, I think the intercooler is a major restriction, but all factory engines has a puny little intercooler. Even the new Ford Focus RS actually has a quite big intercooler. It's so big that they actually had to block it off because for some or other reason it's too efficient. Okay, let's hear it, this baby purr. Oh yeah, no problems whatsoever. The end weight is 188 kilograms. It's quite heavy. As you think, if you think about it, a 4-liter Lexus or Toyota V8, the 1UZ, weighs 210 kilograms, if I can remember correctly. And this is half the capacity, but that's just because of the cast iron block. Emissions, I don't know if that's good. Octane is good. Fuel economy, I don't know what it actually means. Is 100% very good and 0 is very bad, or is 0 very good and 100 is very bad? Service costs, not that much. Reliability is good. Noise is very low. Throttle response, don't know what it means. Low values, is it good, is it bad? Smoothness is good. I can remember that the higher the number of smoothness, it's better. And cooling, we need 200 I think it's 220 square centimeters of cooling diameter to keep this engine cool. But hey, we beated the RB20DET with the M50B20. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this episode. It's something completely different. Let me know if you like this sort of thing and what sort of engine you want me to replicate, or even to push an engine to its limits. Give me a weird engine like a V16 Cadillac or something like that, and tell me to twin turbocharge it or something like that. Or if you don't like the video, let me know down below. I'm just testing out. Don't forget to hit that like button, guys. Don't forget to comment down below. Don't forget to hit that bell icon to get notified of my new videos. And until next time, guys, keep it sideways, keep it fun. DriftBuddy out.